Okay, boys and girls, so today we're going to take Play-doh or the homemade Play-doh that you have, and we're going to make pinch pots. So you're going to want to kind of shake out your Play-doh, the container that you have, okay? And you're going to want to form your dough into a ball. You might want to have some sort of surface today, like a paper plate or a cutting board like I have here. And you're going to just roll. You're going to roll the dough into the palm of your hand just like this. Okay, you want to get any wrinkles out that you can, any air bubbles. And this is called kneading the clay, okay? You can even pound it a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot. And then once you've done that, you're going to take your thumb and make a belly button, we call it, in the center. You're gonna make a little poke just like that with your thumb. And then you're gonna do, I call it the quacker. You're gonna take your thumb and your two fingers like this, and you're gonna go like this. Your thumb's gonna be on the inside and your two fingers are gonna be on the outside. You're gonna push down with your thumb and you're gonna start at the bottom. And I'm gonna start to pinch just like this. And see how my thumb is starting to turn a little bit as I'm pinching. See my two fingers? And I'm doing this in the inside, okay? So I'm gonna start to go around with my clay, pinching around. Now, wasn't that interesting watching the video with me on the Navajos and how they go in? It was a silent film. In class, I talk about it as it's going on, but basically it's showing the Navajo people and how they collect and gather their the clay in the caves and in the ground and how they make it into real earthware, we call it, okay? All right, so here you go. I'm going around in a circle. I'm still kind of at the bottom. I don't want to pinch really hard, okay? See how it's kind of forming a little crack there. Gotta be careful. I'm gonna start to go up my pot now. Slowly, slowly, I'm going up very gradually. I'm pushing, see how the clay is starting to get wider, a little bit wider. Okay, I'm gonna keep pinching my pot until I get to the top edge, okay? So I'm spinning it around, see this? Maybe I'll use one finger on the inside, one finger on the outside, and I'm just kind of coming up to the top. And then what I wanna do is I wanna do what's called a bottom check. See, I'm gonna check the bottom and just kind of tap it, okay? So it kind of forms a flatter surface. I have a little room here. So I'm gonna go to the bottom again and push with my thumb, keeping it on the bottom. I'm kind of just twisting it around, as you can see. I'm just turning it around to kind of get that bottom flatter. And then I'm gonna do what's called a pinky check. I'm gonna go around and make sure that the edge of my pinch pot's thickness is about the thickness of my pinky, okay? You don't wanna go any thinner than that because then it's going to crack and cause the edges to not be even. All right, so once you've done that and you have a pinky check, okay, you wanna kind of tap it. So you're gonna tap it, flip it over, and you go 1, 2, 3, very gently, and 1, 2, 3 here. So it kind of forms like a bottom circle, and the edging is kind of formed as well. I'm just gonna pinch this a little bit more. You wanna have even thickness in your pot as you're pinching, boys and girls. I'm gonna just do that. Okay, now once you've done the tapping, you can kind of smooth out. This is pretty smooth because this Play-Doh just came out of the container. But as you can see, this one was a little bit older than I did. The clay was a little bit older, so it kind of had a little bit of cracking going on there. All right, so once you've made your pinch pot, if you want to, you can start to go in and add a little bit of detail, okay? So you can take things like, for example, the edge of a spoon. You could use this part of the spoon, the handle, or the top part, and you could use that to kind of smooth out and make different designs on your pinch pot. You can use a pencil, okay? You could poke different designs on the edge of your pot, okay? Just like this. Now, what we're doing here is adding texture to our pinch pot, okay? So I can go around and add a little bit of design. I could add hearts because I know there's a holiday coming up. Maybe somebody wants to make something for a family member or a close friend. Okay, you could do that by putting little hearts on or designs. All right, so you're gonna go around and you're gonna kind of use your pinch pot, okay, to form designs. Okay, if you want to, you could also do some sort of slash lines like this. Okay, you could keep it round and smooth if you want to. You could also form it into a heart by pushing in the center. just a little bit. I'm gonna push in that center. It's gonna start to form a heart, okay? And I could actually make it into a pinch pot shaped heart, okay? Or you could make it into a leaf if you wanted to, or some sort of other design by just pinching it slightly and changing, altering that design just slightly. See that? Okay. And then once it's dry, boys and girls, you can use paint to paint your pottery. You want to make sure it's completely dry though first before you paint it. So I painted this, it was blue underneath. So I painted with red paint, okay? In order to use paints, there's a couple different ideas for you. You can probably find these a lot of times in little kits that you get. This is acrylic paint inside of here. You could pop one of these open and paint your pottery once it's dry. So Play-Doh does dry, it's air dry clay. All right, if you're using oil-based clay or Model Magic, you can paint as well. These are other types of acrylic paints. This is more of a acrylic paint that you could use. And here's one that's more of a craft form, all right? You could also just keep it with the different scratch designs or texture to it if you want to as well, boys and girls. All right, so today I want you to keep going, working on your pinch pot. You can replay this video as much as you need to. Oh, one more thing. When you're done, you can use, I didn't do it yet, you could mix a little bit of glue. It's either tacky glue or Elmer's glue. With water, you mix it together and you could paint on the top of it to gloss it over. This is of course not where that you would eat out of or drink out of Play-Doh, but when it's hardened and you use the paint, but it's more decorative, something you could put on a table or put jewelry in or give it to somebody with something inside for a gift. All right, so that's kind of where we're at today. All right, boys and girls, can't wait to see your pottery. Have a great week.